Welcome back to the CyrenX Podcast. I'm Amara, and today's one feels a little more tender because I want to talk about something I think so many women quietly carry. What happens when the life you want is not the life your parents imagined for you? Maybe they pictured the stable job, the sensible degree, marriage by a certain age, the house, the children, the safe path, and maybe you understand where it comes from. Maybe you know they love you and genuinely want you to be okay, but sometimes when you start imagining something different for yourself, their voice shows up in your head before your own does. What if it doesn't work? Why can't you just be happy with what you have? What will people think? And suddenly, something you were excited about starts feeling selfish. I think it is one of the hardest parts of becoming your own woman, realizing that gratitude and obedience are not the same thing. You can love your parents deeply and still choose differently. You can respect everything they sacrificed for you and still understand that your life is not repayment. And I know that sentence can feel uncomfortable, especially if you grew up in a family where sacrifice was talked about a lot, because sometimes you start feeling like the safest way to show gratitude is to live the exact life they hoped you would. But your life is not a thank you card you have to perform perfectly. And this is where manifestation can get complicated too, because you're trying to visualize one life while emotionally asking permission to have it. You say, I want to move abroad, and immediately think, but will they approve? You want to change careers, stay single longer, start a business, leave a relationship, travel, slow down, or build a life that looks nothing like the one they expected. And before you even give yourself space to want it, you're already imagining everyone else's reaction. And babe, if every dream has to survive a family committee meeting before you're allowed to want it, of course you're going to feel stuck. That doesn't mean becoming rebellious just for the sake of being different. It doesn't mean ignoring every piece of advice or acting like your parents know nothing. Sometimes they do see risks you don't see yet, and sometimes their experience can genuinely help you. The difference is learning where advice ends and ownership begins. They can advise you, they can worry, they can disagree, they can even be disappointed for a while, but they do not have to wake up inside the consequences of a life that never felt like yours. You do. So here's the little check-in I want you to try today. Imagine just for a moment that nobody could be disappointed in you. Not your parents, not your relatives, not the family friend who somehow knows everyone's business before you've even told anyone yourself. If nobody else got a vote, what would you actually want? Would you live somewhere different? Would you choose another career? Would you stay single longer, leave a relationship, start something risky, dress differently, travel more, work less, slow down? Maybe your answer is really big, or maybe it's something tiny you've never given yourself permission to admit. You do not have to act on all of it tomorrow. You do not need to blow up your life after listening to one podcast episode, but I do think you deserve to know what your own voice sounds like when the audience goes quiet. And here's an affirmation I want you to borrow. I can love my family without abandoning myself. Their hopes can belong to them. My life belongs to me. I want you to sit with that for a second, because choosing yourself does not automatically mean rejecting them. Sometimes it simply means growing beyond the version of you they understand right now. And yes, that can feel lonely because people are often most comfortable with the version of you they already know how to predict. When you change, they need time to update their picture of you. That does not mean you are doing something wrong. So your mission today is one tiny act of self-permission. Maybe you research the course you keep thinking about. Maybe you look at the city you secretly want to move to. Maybe you tell your parents, I know you're worried, but this is important to me. Maybe you stop over-explaining one decision that is actually yours to make. Or maybe you simply write down the life you would choose if nobody else got a vote. And this is also part of why we built CyrenX. Your 180-day becoming her journey is not about becoming someone your family, society, or Instagram thinks you should be. It's about getting honest about the life that feels right for you, understanding the patterns and expectations you've inherited, and then making small daily choices that help you build something more aligned. You do not need to fight everyone. You do not need to prove that your way is better. And you definitely do not need everyone to unders. I'll see you in the next episode.